don't need you. I don't need you to push me.
Mm-hmm.
It's about, I feel uncomfortable in this gym and I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I don't want to be here. That's what that's why I think it just depends on the person, because you can benefit it either way. But like I said, for me, I wish I had someone when I started, because that's how I felt. When you go from being in your 20s and you're a personal trainer and everyone looked to you for fitness, and then here you are 10 years later and you're stepping back into the gym. I felt what they feel. Everyone's looking at you and everyone's judging you. Like, just this year, I started wearing tank tops again.
Wow.
Because I'm finding, like, who gives a fuck? I'm sorry. Who gives a fuck? Yeah, like, I'm gonna wear it. Hey, my arm might not look like yours, and I don't care. Like, this is me, like, but then we have to realize no one's looking at you in the gym. I mean, like, maybe some people, but like, not really. Like, I don't care if you're there or not. But like, I wish I had someone in the beginning to help me when I first walked back into that gym after so long, but I had to push through it because I didn't have another female. And like this past year, I've tried. God knows I've tried. But like, this new generation is like something fucking else. We want to fucking makeup and selfies and the shorts that go up our ass and everything. Like, I'm not for it. I want to take care of business, and like what the thing she said earlier. Oh no, he said earlier, I've had 2 females that I tried working out with this year. And like I said, these women who I thought were my friends all these years, they preferred me as the fat friend. Now here I am, thinner than them, in better shape than them. And now they want to, how much you squatted? How much
now?
What size?
Larissa talked about that. Yeah.
Yeah. See, and I'm not like that. I wasn't raised that way. Yeah. I don't give a fuck what you weigh, what size you are. I'm not trying to compete against nobody. But the majority of females, it just seems like they compare themselves to other women. Like, what the fuck is that? Who gives a fuck? Like, you need to be better than what the fuck you did yesterday. I'm sorry, I'm over here, FFF. But like, I've tried. And so like, there was 2 females I had this year that I tried to train with, and she's more worried about what size my joggers are. She's more worried about how much am I squatting and how many reps I did. And like Kelly said earlier, I don't count reps, and I never have. When I was in my 20s, I never counted reps. I would tell the people I was training, I want to see that face. Yeah. When do you feel it? When do you feel it? Because that's when it's go time.
That's when you start counting.
It's a mind muscle thing though too. Like, you got to take your time with that rep. It's because it's a mind muscle thing too. It's not about, you see people acting a fool and going fast. Like, you ain't doing shit, but you're probably going to agitate your shoulder and your knee or something, or your back.
The sway bar.
But, and it's just like, I've tried, and it's just, God knows I've tried. I can rant, sorry. But yeah, I've tried. And it's just like, the women want to compete and want to compare. And I'm like, I'm not for that. Like, God, please bring me a woman who doesn't give a fuck what I look like or what I'm wearing, what size I am, how much I weigh. And she just wants to work out, and less of a chatty Cathy, because I don't care about what you're going on and your breakup. And I don't care about that. We're here to take care of business. That's all I want. Maybe one day with someone, but until then, I'll continue to work out alone. But it would be nice every now and then to have a female. But in the meantime, I got this one. Like I said yesterday, when I was doing my deadlifts, I was like, I need you to bring that 45 down so I can, add more weight on. Because like I said,
such poor gym etiquette, bro. That's something that fucking disturbs me too. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah. And that's another thing. But we'll get into that. That's the second question. I want to know the downside of a partner. But okay, let's wrap it up with the female so the males can answer. So, benefits. Anybody else has any other benefits that y'all want to kind of cater to what everyone else has said?
It becomes a competition for me when I train with someone.
Wait, say it again?
It becomes a competition when I train.
Okay, that's a benefit. That's a benefit for you.
Yeah, because then it pushes me.
Yeah.
Let's say if like we're lifting or whatever, and then they lift heavier, I'm just like, oh, fuck, now I have to lift heavier than them. So like for me, and I guess like that's kind of my mentality when I do like group training and classes and things like that, especially when it comes to cardio, because me and cardio don't gel well. So it kind of pushes me like in a way it's become a benefit for me, I guess.
Okay. That's good. But I actually have a question to that. And I see the benefit, but then I'm also thinking about when you mentioned that, I started thinking about ego lifting. You know, like when does it become dangerous, I guess, too, right? Because I guess
ego.
Hey, Allan, man, look. So Allan starts benching. Allan starts lifting the gym. He starts lifting the gym building. It's like, all right, like, you know, you don't have to do that. Like, it's like, so it's like, I feel like there's like a certain point where it's like, okay, you know, like, what do you all think about that? Like, do you feel like, though there's competition and though that may be healthy, is there a fine line between that when it comes to ego lifting, or no?
I think you need to just be careful with that. That's why I don't ever tell anybody what I deadlift, what I bench, what I squat. I never reveal that in any of my videos. The reason being is because she ain't gonna lift what I lift, and I ain't gonna lift what she lifts, because I'm not her and she's not me. Like, a woman can eat everything that I eat, work out exactly the same way I work out, and we're gonna look two different ways.
Giselle always says that.
You know, so that's, I kind of like, I don't share that, and I don't care what that person is squatting, what that person is benching or deadlifting or anything like that, because I'm just worried about what the fuck I was deadlifting last week, and I'd be making sure that I'm lifting at least 5 pounds heavier. You know, that's just it, because it's my booty and my legs that I want to grow. I ain't worried about their legs and booty. I'm worried about my legs and booty. You know, so my competition, like you say it all the time, my competition is me. So I will never, because I never want anyone to feel discouraged. Like, man, I want to, you know, be able to lift that. Man, I'm, you know, don't worry about like what I'm doing. You know, it's like I never want. That's why, like, people, they'll ask me in like my fitness videos, well, how much was that? How much was this? I don't answer, because you don't need to be worried about how much I was deadlifting. You know, worry about how much you were deadlifting last time you were doing it. Make sure
you
you're
just
doing
see
better.
the answer lightweight. That's what it was.
Hey, wait, like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's like when people ask me like, what do I bench, and then like, what do I squat, and what do I, you know what I mean, what do I row? I'll be like, bro, I don't even keep up with PRs. I just see how I'm progressing from week to week, PRs and stuff like that. That's just not in my playbook. It's not in my arsenal. I don't run that route. I try to progressively overload each week and try to become better what I was doing last week instead of shooting for a number. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And then even the touch on the question earlier, that being somebody there beneficial, I would say definitely beneficial. This is just for the viewers who might be tuned in and listening. If you have that social anxiety fear, and just like how Martha was talking about, if you have that social anxiety fear of going into the gym and you don't want to be in there by yourself because of people are judging you, or you're thinking of somebody's judging you, and having somebody there with you makes you feel 10 times more comfortable, definitely go with somebody, because 9 times out of 10, if you still have that social anxiety, you ain't going to take your ass to the gym. You're not going to work out. You're going to be more wondering what other people are thinking than actually working out. If you have a friend there with you, you know what I mean, y'all could grind together. You feel comfortable. You're a little bit looser. You're focused on the workout. You ain't focused on what other people are thinking. So that it will be very beneficial if somebody has a social anxiety.
I'll echo that too. Like, if it gets your work done, dude, go do it. Like, if it is a benefit, who's to say? There's really no way of saying if it's a benefit or not. Really, it just depends on the person. Because I am me and you are you. If you need a partner, go for it. Like, if that's what gets you to the gym, man, like go do it. You're at the gym. That's the main goal right there, is get through the door that day and lift that weight. Like, that's the hardest part, is getting through that door. Honestly, once you're there, bro, you're happy. Like the hardest part for me is getting to the gym, because I'm sore as fuck from yesterday. I didn't drink my water like I was supposed to, and I'm tired as fuck. So I'm like, I don't want to go. But once I'm there and through that door and that pre-workout kicks in, I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling pretty good.
I love it. Shirley, Giselle, I want to hear from y'all. Y'all look quiet. I want to hear, like, is there anything y'all want the viewers to know as well? Like, is there any benefit that they should know about that people don't necessarily stress when it comes to a partner?
I just agree with them. That's why I never joined the gym, because I don't like to go by myself. So that's why I started working out with my husband, because we just motivate one another. So we push one another. So yeah.
I love.
That's good. That's real good.
Some people need somebody to push them, some people don't. So I guess it depends on the person.
I love it. G.
I agree with what everyone is saying too, and especially like what your name is Martha? I just want to make sure I have her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay. Just want to make sure. Yeah, I agree with what she said too, because it does depend on the person.
Yeah.
You know, so if the person's kind of like a slacker, procrastinator, like you don't want that as a workout partner. You want someone to push you and kind of like what everyone's saying, like help you get over that gym anxiety, whatever it is, but in my opinion, I do feel like, again, there are a lot of benefits. I think there are a good amount of benefits, but I just hope that at some point people can not depend on their partner. Like, don't think they're gonna be there forever. So I just want people to know that too. Like, so I don't know. I feel like when you start with a partner from the beginning, I mean, I didn't, so I don't know what it's like, but I mean, I can only assume that it can be maybe a little hard to like whenever you stop, like maybe that's hard because you got so like used to that from the beginning. I don't know. Like, it's kind of like habit. Like you're just so used to going with them to the gym. I don't know, but I just would want everyone to like not depend on them fully. Like you still go if they can't make it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but yeah, a lot of benefits. The anxiety, pushing people, spotting people, all that stuff. I think there are some benefits depending on the person.
Depending on the person. True.
Yeah, depending on the person though. So yeah.
That's the disclaimer at the end of this.
Yeah.
Depending on the person.
Exactly. Yo, Kent, man, we gotta hear from you. What do you think? Yeah.
Man, only two things for me really. It's like if you the type of guy that wants to do like 3 sets of 3, maybe 5 sets of 5, you don't want to be by yourself and you want to give it your all, like there's nothing wrong with that. Having somebody there, so mentally you are like, you know what, I'm finna put that extra plate on here. Hey, my boy got me, like it's cool. Something like that. Or some people, they're only motivated by somebody else being there because they don't want to be there really. Like I wake up, that's where I want to be at. I'm gonna be there tomorrow 4 a.m. And I'm like, that's where I want to be. But if you're not self-motivated, if you're not at 4 a.m., if you're not self-motivated, like it's okay to have that from somebody else. But eventually, like she was saying, you need to get it. You need to find your own motivation. You know what I mean? Because mine is right after COVID, it was like 6-7 months right after I lost the ability to walk. I have heavy arthritis in my spine. And I just thought my back was hurting. Yes.
He was in a wheelchair.
I couldn't walk.
Yep.
I was walking up. We lived on the 3rd floor of some apartments. And I had been hurting for months and I didn't know what it was. I didn't really see anybody. And then one day my right leg just gave out. And they said what it was when you have heavy arthritis in your spine, that's like the whole, center for everything, all these nerves and all that stuff, which I had no idea. I don't know any of this stuff. And I'm like, it just picks a limb. They say it picks a limb and it picked my right leg and I couldn't walk. I mean, I literally army crawled up 2 flights of stairs. This is stone. You know how them apartment steps are, them things are unforgiving. And I army crawled up two flights of stairs and I limped up that. And then I had like 50 feet of concrete to just crawl across because my wife couldn't pick me up. I was almost 230 pounds. And then I went to see a neurologist. And he told me, he said, hey, if you want to sit here and you want to be paralyzed? I said, no. He said, well, you need to start working out, And so I was like, all right. So I started working out again. Exactly. You ain't got to tell me motivation. Thank you. That's it, And so I was like 230 then, and I'm like 180, 185 now. And I'm like, man, changed everything that I was doing. So I'm like, I don't need, that's my motivation. I always go back mentally to that moment, seeing how upset my wife was, how my life has changed. I couldn't go to work for 6 months. I've been working since I was 15. I'm 42. I've never not had a job. And that was the worst. Even though I was making that COVID money at the time, I was making good money just sitting at the house. But I'm made to work, you know, I'm made to go to work and to do what I'm supposed to do. And 6 months, you know, I'm sitting there and I'm in a wheelchair, up every night in tears and pain, can't go to sleep, like legs up on a pillow, propped up. Like I sleep on my stomach, and it's the worst thing in the world. Like you ever passed out? It just like watch something or something and just passed out being in pain, and you just don't even remember going to sleep. That was me for months and months. So now, you know, I just think back to that and I'm like, man, I don't want to go back to that. I don't want to do that again, you know? So it's easy for me to be motivated, but everybody doesn't have that. Everybody's not going through that or whatever it is. So, you know, I feel bad for the people. I don't want to say I feel bad, but my heart goes out to the people that need something, you know? And because we don't, like she said, we all don't have somebody. God bless her having her husband and people, you know, that are on here that have somebody that wants to go to them. That's a good thing, you know. That's a good thing because we all don't have that kind of motivation, you know. But I kind of don't have a choice. They're like, "Why are you going?" I'm like, "Brother, like you don't want to be me, you know." Like I don't.
My
I don't
motivation
hurt right
might
now,
kill you,
but
son.
if I stop going, I will hurt. You know, I don't want to know how it feels to feel like that anymore. So
I will say, a woman I was training late last year for like about, it was November, December, January, almost 3 months. I was training her. She was almost like 200 pounds overweight. Wow. And I was training her, and the only time she would come in to train if I would train with her. So I was working out with her, also still training her. About 3 months, she didn't need me anymore. Okay. And I took it not to heart.
Okay, exactly.
She felt comfortable enough already at that point to be able to get in there and do it herself. And every now and then she'll call me and like, hey, because now we're at different gyms, but she'll call me and say, hey, you know, like, what can I do for my triceps, or what can I do for my inner thighs?
That's
and
what's up.
I'll just tell her like different things, you know, as one woman that was overweight to another, like there's different, we worry about loose skin and this, you know, there's different things, you know, that, you know, we want to do. But she's killing it now in the gym, but it just took her having someone with her in the beginning. And that's what benefited her. But eventually, like she was saying, you can't depend on it. And it depends on the person. How bad do you want it?
Yeah. And
she was no excuses. And she went in there almost 400 pounds. Now she's at 245. Amen. Almost a year. Now she's at 240. She's doing amazing. But she needed to have someone with her in the beginning just so she didn't feel alone in the gym. Exactly. Because she felt like, again, everyone's looking at me like I'm the biggest woman in here. You know, everyone's looking at me. You know, she would look wearing like the biggest shirts ever, you know, but it's good. Now I love to know she's doing it herself, but you can't, like, I agree with her. You can't depend. And I guess it just depends on the person. Because if you say, like, we've had workout partners, like he said, you ain't going to the gym. Shit, I'm still going. Bet I'm still going. Like, I'm gonna get my workout done, you know. But for other people, they need that little push. But it's up to them how bad they want it. And then hopefully, eventually, as they build that confidence, you know, in the gym, then they get to the point like my client. It didn't hurt my feelings that she didn't need me, because you know why? Those 3 months were the best, because at the bottom line, it's not about me making money. It's about me getting her to a place that she wants to get, both for mentally and, you know, physically. Her health is so much better, you know, and I love to know that she's doing it on her own and she's down over 100 pounds and she's still going. That's what makes me feel good, you know? And so, yeah, that's a benefit. That was another one benefit.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. I'm taking it all. I'm eating it. I can't wait to make the content out of this. I'm already imagining the content as you all talk. So like, I'm loving this. I'm loving what I'm
let me ask you, like, do you make a podcast or?
Well, I'm trying to get to the podcast platforms. I'm not there yet. You know, like the Spotify and the Apple Podcasts. I'm not really there yet. I've made an Apple, but haven't uploaded anything yet. But I'm definitely moving towards that area. But I'm definitely starting to kind of try to make my content more visual based in terms of podcasts as well. So I'm starting to kind of transition a little bit. Still showing the faces, but I'm kind of teetering. So I'm definitely, you know, thinking of certain videos and things that I'm going to implement as I kind of push more content. But as you all are more descriptive, that helps. So definitely be descriptive. because I love that being a
So
part.
someone's gonna go back and hear us then.
Yeah, y'all gonna hear yourself.
I am so sorry.
What?
I'm so sorry. Because I was like, motherfucker this and fuck that.
Oh yeah, they're gonna hear all that.
And
Oh yeah, they're hearing all that. Yeah, they hearing all
my bad.
You've
my
been
bad.
exposed. Nah.
Pastor gonna hear all that. Pastor gonna hear all of it. Nah,
Mhm.
Nah, don't worry, because like when you hear somebody speak like that, it's you know that that's coming from the heart, that they're speaking with real truth. Because
that's-
once you start breaking it down, like we get out of character because we got to tell you how it is, and we got to break it down to your language sometimes. So that's why you know somebody's speaking from the heart. That's
Just
how
trying
I
to
know.
make you feel better, baby. It's okay. Thank you. He wasn't lying, no. He cleaned that up real good.
I cleaned that up real good. I was like, yo.
Woo! Boy, I tell you.
All right,
He got off the dishes just to let you know.
Yeah. All right, we speaking from the heart. That's messed up. I love it. All right. Before we wrap it up, I know we're putting a little bit on over an hour and a half. So to wrap up the last few questions, let's just quickly, if you all can just respond with the negatives of a partner. Let's do ladies first. Larissa, if you want to take it, I know you. I'm not sure if you're still there. Giselle, Shirley, if one of you want to hop in as well. Martha, the negatives of a workout partner. We all have talked about the benefits, and that's cool. We see the benefits. The benefits are cool, but maybe one strong negative that you would say about having a partner, where it's like,
does them talking too much and aggravating you count as negative?
Oh,
I'm sorry, my husband hears this, but sometimes he talks a little too much, and I be trying to focus, and he be talking like, yeah, oh yeah, so yeah, I would think maybe talking too much and aggravating you.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong, I like him there and being there pushing me, but sometimes you could just zone into your music and leave me alone.
Okay, I feel that. Kent made that point earlier, where he was saying like that's his me time. He doesn't really want to, he doesn't want any of that because there's already enough noise in the gym. Okay, I get it. That's a big strong point. Giselle, Larissa, Martha, anyone want to add to that? A strong negative where it's like, don't get a partner because of this.
I guess if they're not on the same level as you, then it can be
okay.
Like if they're like, it's like both ways, right? Like if they're too fit, and so like when you guys do the workout, they could finish faster than you, and then you, I don't know, like you stress or whatever because they're like finishing it faster, and then you feel like you need to be on their level. Or if they're not as fit as you or not on your level of fitness, and then it's like the other way around where you're kind of like waiting. And so like, I guess like your like your heart rate kind of like down a bit because you're waiting too much in a way. So that's, I guess, the only thing for me in like a workout partner. And again, unless you're married or they're your partner, I don't feel like having a workout partner is sustainable, if that makes sense. Like it's fine if you first working out or whatever, do you know what I mean? But like circumstances change, like your work schedules could change like all the time, but you don't want that to deter you from working out just because like, your partner can't make it or you guys can't make it at the same time.
Facts. G?
Yeah. Let me see. Okay, so the negatives of having a workout partner, again, kind of like what I mentioned earlier, if they're not the type to like push and they're just like the type to do like weight that they know is just too easy, too easy for them. They're not like challenging themselves. Because for me, like with my clients, I'm all about like you need to like push yourself in a healthy way, but like do 2 extra reps, increase the weight a little bit. You could do a little more, or like, all of that stuff. At least to me, that's important. I think also a negative can be, again, it's just if they're like a slacker, they're not that disciplined, that can affect you. If you're trying to build discipline and then they're not that disciplined, like it's like influence, like that can be really hard. Again, depending on the person, some people are excuse me, some people don't like give into peer pressure, but some do. So that just kind of depends, you know, like me personally, I don't like, even if I am working out with someone who's doing less weight or like not pushing themselves, like, I don't care. I'll push myself. You can stay there. That's just how I am. But everyone's different. So I think like if they're not as disciplined, and especially if they're not trying, putting in effort, that's the problem. You know, so not necessarily that, oh, they're not disciplined, you know, not that, but if they're not trying, putting in the effort, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I think, yeah, stuff like that is definitely more like serious to me kind of thing. Like those
sounds personal. Like, sounds very personal.
Yeah, it's more like deeper stuff because I mean a lot of it's like mental work, like this finishing, a lot of it's up here, you know. So yeah, I mean if they're not doing well up here, like it could potentially like rub off on you depending. Yeah, again, I just feel like people, like what Larissa said, like don't depend on them. It's not fully sustainable to just have a workout partner all the time. You should be able to do it by yourself. If you can't, in my opinion, there's an issue there. Like there's an issue like you need to fix. Like why can't you push yourself? Like there's a lot of like deeper stuff with that, you know. So it's just stuff like that.
Wow. No, I love it. I love it. And Kent and Martha, Giselle has COVID, so definitely keep her in your prayers. You know, we don't want to.
I know I backed up from the screen a little bit. Oh.
I had to throw it out there. I'm sorry, I throw it underneath the bus.
Nah, I'm glad you said something because
I
was like,
No, I know. I sound worse today than yesterday. Yesterday I wasn't that bad.
Apparently it's making a round too. So
yes, it is. It is.
Yeah.
Hey man, I'm sorry, G. I'm sorry.
But you had it like last week or 2 weeks ago, so I don't know why you're talking.
Okay, dude.
He's like, don't bring me into this.
We're not about to do this.
Larissa knows, Shirley, are like people in the group they know you had COVID, so why are you trying to get on me?
I'm just trying to get him to pray for you. What's wrong with that? Like
no, that's fine. That's fine. But like you
got shots, y'all. Look, I don't need prayer. You do. I'm just saying.
Oh,
my girl G said, "Hold on, don't be throwing them slugs this way. I got you, homie.
Right. I got some shots for you."
Yo, hey, look, Allan, man, look, a lot has changed since, man. Look, G, a lot more expressive. No,
I have to be. Unfortunately, I kind of have to be, you know, with this group, anyways. I'm just joking.
Okay. Martha, did you want to take it? Your biggest negative for having a gym partner?
Speaking from my past experience this past year, and I do not mean this as a trainer. I mean this as someone just trying to get in the gym to either get stronger or lose weight. Not picking out the right workout partner for you as a woman sucks, because not the women here, you know, but women I meet, they're very competitive. That's the word we're going to say, you know. And it can be frustrating and discouraging to me. It's not going to stop me from working out, but it kind of stops me from wanting to have somebody to work out with, because sometimes I, you know, maybe I want a friend, you know, I want to talk to myself. But yeah, downfalls. Yeah, just they don't have, you know, the best intentions for you, you know.
Absolutely.
And like for someone that's just starting out, I mean, you know, you want to pick someone that's going to be reliable and be there for you, you know, to help you get through it. And it's a downfall if you don't pick the right person, you know, like, you know, like the lady that I did, you know, I want to say I, you know, gave her enough information and educated her enough to where now she's able to do it on her own, you know. But if you don't pick the right person, because there are trainers out there that are just in it for the money, you know.
They'll keep you around. They'll keep you around.
Because let me tell you, she went through 4 trainers before getting to me. And she would always say they were hard on her, how hard they were on her, always being mean to her and shit like that. And I remember, I want to say when I was back in my 20s, I didn't understand when the woman was like, I can't do that squat. I can't do those lunges. I can't do that. And me and my ass, I was just like, she's lazy, you know? No. I gained 160 pounds. I used to be 104. I gained 160 pounds within 10 years.
Yeah.
I now know what that overweight woman was talking about.
Wow.
When she's tired and her body can't bend how my little skinny ass could.
Ooh.
How she can't bend down to tie her shoe. My husband for 3 years had to put my socks and shoes on because I couldn't. So I now know the difficulties. It's a lot of times not about being lazy. It's about physically, I can't do that squat. I can't do it. My body does not bend that way, does not move that way. I need a modification. But they don't know anything about modifications. So when I got her, a lot of body weight, walking, resistance bands. That was it. I didn't throw her onto the machines. It's like, give me 5 more reps, bitch. No, I didn't do that. That's what 20-year-old me in my 20s did. Yeah. But I didn't do that with her. And that's what she told me, like the other trainers did. So getting someone, if you need that workout partner, getting someone that is good that's what's important, because